Oh shit. I ain't talking. It sound like I'm a man. I'm not a man. But I wanted to come to y'all this morning. As you enter, tap on that good old screen. Double tap your screen as you enter. I just want to talk to y'all for a second. I, I went live on my backup channel because I just wanted to just talk for a second. All I need is one like. One like. Come on, don't act like y'all don't know. I just need one. Double tap the screen as you enter. Double tap the screen as you enter. I got some good shit for y'all. Okay, listen. Hit that double tap the screen real quick. Double tap the screen as you enter. All I need is one like, and I'm gonna start talking. All right, go. All right, go. Okay. Must have been a hater. Don't wanna double tap the screen to get your girl in the algorithm on this page. Double tap. I hope y'all having a good Saturday. I woke up feeling refreshed. Y'all. Yeah, I woke up feeling refreshed, rejuvenated. I've been filling my brain with like good information. You know what I mean? Good information. And I kind of want to share it with y'all, but y'all gotta let me know y'all want to hear it though. So double tap the screen as you enter. If you don't want to hear me ramble, then we can just end the live, you know. We can just end the live, but double tap the screen as you enter. All I need is one like, and I'm gonna give y'all this work. But if y'all don't want it, then we can end the live. We can end it. I really want to tell y'all something. Okay, look. Okay, there we go. Double tap the screen as you enter. All I need is one like. One like. Uh, 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 uh. Wow. Hey, y'all. Okay. So I was sitting there thinking yesterday, I was thinking like they dropped the Karmelo Anthony evidence yesterday, right? And it showed us what we already heard, what what we already it showed us everything that we already heard from the witnesses. The witnesses said that they approached him from the first interview that Hunter did. He said that they addressed him about sitting under the tent. Like, from all accounts, they said that they initiated everything, right? But they dropped this grainy ass video. And I believe when this shit first came out, that video was already shown to the public, right? So I'm like, they dropped this shit on Juneteenth. On Juneteenth. Court closed and everything. But they dropped it on Juneteenth to, I feel like, play in our face, kind of. Because what does Juneteenth represent for black people? Freedom. It represents freedom in every way. You know what I mean? But Carmelo got 35 years. It wasn't no smoking evidence on that evidence that they dropped. It wasn't no there wasn't no oh, this is what they missed. No, they seen that shit, and they still convicted him for murder for 35 years. You know what I'm saying? They seen it. They seen it. That shit was to play in our face on our holiday and get us arguing, bickering back and forth about stuff that we already done seen before. If you haven't been keeping up with the case, then you probably didn't see that video in the beginning. But that video was dropped in the beginning. There are teachers going around saying, let me show y'all. Y'all know I can't just tell y'all no shit. I gotta. There are teachers going around saying that the actual video is in 4K. This man in this that's talking to this content creator said he's seen the video and it's as clear as him looking at him on this phone, probably clearer. But what they give us, some bullshit on Juneteenth to argue and bicker back and forth about. That's what they gave us. And what we do, follow into master's hands every time. We fell for it. That shit had us in a chokehold. We slowing it down, zooming it in. Uh, you know what I mean? Slowing it down. Trying to see what we can't really see for real. We can't really see nothing on there. We are going, our minds are made to fill in the gaps for what we can't understand. You know what I mean? Yes, we see emotion. All you can see for real, is emotion that one pushed the other and the other pushed back. And you can tell who is who because Carmelo pops up from the back of the tent and take off running. So you can tell Austin made contact first. You can tell that it was about six of them that approached the tent. And I'm not saying Austin was, I'm not, people are saying that, oh, Austin, they mobbed over there to the tent straight to Carmelo. I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt to say that's their school tent. It was raining. So they walked over there to their school tent. I'm not even gonna say they mobbed over there straight for Carmelo. I don't think that's a true statement. If we going for the truth and the facts of the matter, then I can't just I can't rightfully say, oh, they mobbed over there straight for to target Carmelo. If they never knew each other and they didn't know Carmelo, if they never knew each other and they didn't know Carmelo for real, or whatever, we just gonna go with that scenario. You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I believe they knew something of each other. You know what I mean? Double tap the screen while y'all in here. Double tap the screen. It's about four of y'all in here. Double tap the screen before I forget what the hell I was talking about. But they mobbed up. I don't think that they mobbed over there and just was like, oh, we finna go attack this black boy. No. I think they walked over there. It's raining. It's their homeschool tent. So they going to their homeschool tent. And once they got under there, I believe that's when they all that shit was like, who are you? Why why are you why are you under here? You get what I'm saying? I believe that's how that shit popped up. God doesn't get handicapped just because he's black. I don't understand what you're saying. No, he don't get a handicap just because he's black. But the thing is, I feel like just because he black, people feel like he don't get the right to defend himself. That's what I feel like. I think just because he's black, the world, or not the world, a certain demographic of people feel like you don't have the right to defend yourself because you're black. Rosa Parks should have sat in the back of the bus. Why you feel like Rosa should have sat in the back? If she didn't stand up, that's what I'm saying. If it's business as usual, then things never change. If Rosa didn't just sit her ass there that day and say, you know what, I ain't moving, fuck that shit. Like it was people before her that didn't actually move. Like she wasn't the first one, but hers got recognition. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, hers got recognition, and now niggas can sit wherever the fuck they want to on the bus. So thank you for those people that said it ain't gonna be business as usual. What right do women have that men don't? What are you talking about? What right do women have that men don't? You moving the goalposts way somewhere else. Women had to fight. Women had to fight for the right to that they have in this country just as well as black people did. So just imagine having a double whammy, being black and a woman. Ugh. Now I don't think it's too many things that men can do that women can't. What rights do women have that men don't? I don't think there is any. Tell me, what rights do they have that men don't? But anyway, back to what I was saying. Carmelo, I feel like they dropped that video on Juneteenth to play in our face and say that how y'all celebrating freedom, but look at this nigga. I mean, I just answered your question. You tell me. Independent strong man, tell me tell me the answer to your question because I don't get it. I'm sitting here talking about Carmelo Anthony and the rights of black people, and you come here talking about some women's rights when you didn't answer shit. I was talking about something else. If you want to have a women's versus men's right conversation, then I think you should go live and talk about it because that's not what the topic was of this live. Rosa Parks, you said, man, listen. Okay, anyway, but Carmelo Anthony, I feel like as a black man, they feel like he don't have the right to defend himself. And that's the whole hoopla. And then to drop all the evidence that they had against him on Juneteenth was just like a double whammy. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, haha, y'all up here praising this nigga. Now we finna stir this pot up so y'all can just be agitated and irritated and arguing amongst each other. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Win the battle. And then it was something else on the back of Carmelo Anthony's shirt. And it stuck out to me because it was like, uh, it said, fear God, fear no man but God, or something it said on the back of his shirt. And all that shit was like, damn, man. Damn. Okay, it's a legitimate question. Do you know the laws of self defense, citizens arrest, and your right as a citizen? Okay, Austin was not acting as a citizen arresting anyone. He's a child. He's a kid. You don't have the right to citizen arrest anyone. And yes, I know the laws of self defense. You have the legal right to defend yourself from attack, especially if you feel that you're going to experience grave bodily injury. And in Texas, you don't have the right. I mean, you do have the right. You don't have the duty to retreat. So if Austin commits assault against Carmelo, which he did, that's not that's not in question because the witnesses even testified to that fact. So it's not a. Did he have the right to defend himself? Yes, because Austin is 60 to 80 pounds bigger than him. He aggressively tried to make him move. Even Hunter even said that they grabbed his backpack. That's like robbery or some shit. That's robbery. If y'all try to take his backpack and make him move, you are aggressively you done robbed him and you don't put your hands on him. He got every right to defend himself. He's just sitting there having a conversation. He was already sitting there long before Austin and his crew came up under the tent. Nobody had a problem with him being there. Nobody had a problem. Nobody had a problem with him being there until Austin and the crew came there. They hold on. Hunter said out his own mouth that they grabbed his bag and they was trying to make him move. The witnesses got on the stand and said that Austin was trying to make him move. They even said one witness even said that they did a football style drive on him. Okay, let me see what you're saying. Do you understand the rights of self defense? Yes. She feels like. Okay. And you are completely wrong. Okay. Y'all feel like he was wrong for stabbing him. That's your feelings. The law says he doesn't have the duty to retreat against an attack. He don't have the duty to retreat. That's what the law say. If it was reversed, blacks would not care. If it was reversed, if that was a white boy sitting there and he stabbed a big ass black boy standing over him, there would be no indictment. There would be no, oh, you know what I mean? There would be none of that. There would be no indictment on the boy that stabbed because everybody would be able to see this is a clear self defense. Okay, lady, I was a security guard. Whoop de doo. I had to go through 16 hours of training. It explicitly states that a security guard has the same power as a citizen when it comes to citizen arrest. Austin, it was not Austin is not a security guard or none of that shit. He is not even the security guard over the tent that they were sitting at. So he had no right to try to forcefully make somebody move. What his right was to go get his coach and say, "Hey, this guy is under our tent." If he was up there causing such a ruckus, the thing to do was to go get an adult to address the situation. But that's not what he did. He chose to throw his weight around and try to forcefully make a motherfucker move from up under that tent when that's not his job or his assignment that day being there at the school. That wasn't his assignment. You are to meet force with equal force. Carmelo Anthony committed. Okay, let's go. All right, y'all gonna make me go there because I'm researching the Karmelo Anthony case, and I'm wondering what are the laws in self defense in Texas.
So Texas is known for having pretty robust self-defense laws. The big one is the stand your ground principle. Basically, you don't have a duty to retreat if you're in a place you have a right to be and you reasonably believe you're facing an imminent threat. There's also the castle doctrine, which gives you extra protection when defending yourself in your home, vehicle, or workplace. The key is that your belief of danger has to be reasonable, no Wild West showdowns, and of course, what's considered reasonable can get debated in court. So, always a bit of nuance.
So in the Carmelo Anthony case, they saying that he was attacked. In Texas, does he have the legal right to defend himself if he was attacked first?
Yeah, in Texas, if someone attacks you first, the law gives you the right to defend yourself as long as your response is proportionate. So if Carmelo reasonably believed he was in imminent danger and he used force to protect himself without going overboard, that's generally considered lawful self-defense. But you know, every detail counts, so that's where cases really get picked apart.
So if he felt that a person 60 to 80 pounds bigger than him could cause him immediate threat, life threatening danger, then he had the right to stab Austin. The thing is, Austin died from him poking him. I don't believe that he thought, oh, this nigga finna die. Because you know why? He was asking, is he gonna be okay? He told his coach, he's not, I don't think he gonna die. So he wasn't thinking, oh yeah, I'm about to kill this nigga. The thing was, let me poke him and get him up off me. That's what we seen in the video.
You're getting at that core nuance, right? Self-defense hinges on what's called reasonable belief. What he truly thought was happening and how he reacted in the heat of the moment. If it's clear he was just trying to stop a threat and didn't intend to cause death, well, that's the kind of stuff the law digs into: intention, proportionality, and whether any reasonable person would feel the same danger. So, yeah, intent or lack of intent is a big piece of the puzzle.
And that's why I feel like the state did not prove murder.
I hear you.
Hold on, let me stop my chat. That the state did not prove murder because they have to prove that he intended to kill him. They charged him too high. So on the charge of murder, he should have walked. He didn't go back and grab a knife. And that's why on the charge of murder, they didn't prove it. They didn't prove it. They have to prove without a shadow of a doubt that Carmelo intended to unalive Austin when he poked him, because he was rightfully in his right to poke him. He was in his right to defend himself. Did he intend to kill him? No. That's why he is not guilty of murder. I did look at the video. We've watched the video multiple times. It shows in the video he went back and grabbed. He did not go back and grab no knife. Oh my God. What are you talking about? As soon when he poked him and ran. He shot out of that motherfucking tent. And and then I don't even understand what the fuck is the relevance of if he did go back and grab the knife, if he didn't. I don't think he did, because he shot out of there and ran so fast he fell down at the bottom and ran to the damn teachers. Hold on, let's go back. Let's go back. It shows in the video he went back and grabbed the knife. Have a nice day. I'm done arguing with the low IQ. Okay, thank you for coming. I hope you hit the like button on your way out. Okay, and then hold on. Here go the 911 call.
What is the location of the emergency? We're at Kuykendall Stadium. My friend just got stabbed. Okay, do you know who stabbed him? We have no clue. They're sitting in our tent, but you need to send an ambulance right now. They're on the way, okay? Give me a description of the person that stabbed him. He was wearing a gray essentials hoodie. He was black. He's standing out on the track right now. He's on the track? Yeah. Okay. His blue sweatpants on and gone. Okay, what did he stab your friend with? I don't know. My friend's bleeding everywhere. Okay. Where was he stabbed at? The chest. Okay. And do you still see the person that stabbed him, or did he leave? It was Austin. Austin stabbed him in the chest. I'm sorry, what did you say? The person that stabbed him, is he still there? Do you still see him? There's adults on him, I think. Yeah. There's adults that are trying to keep him there? Sorry, what? The person that stabbed your friend, is he still there? Yeah, he's still here. Okay, and there's a coach with him? Yes, he's with people got him. Okay. Do you know if he still has the weapon on him? No clue, but he's like he can't do nothing. He's done. What do you mean? He stabbed Austin like that. In the chest. What? What do you mean he can't do anything? What's going on with him? Coach is having him, he can't hurt him. Okay, when you say they have him, are they physically holding him down? No, they're just holding him walking around. Okay.
Okay, did y'all hear that?
What's your name?
Did y'all hear that?
Been him walking around. Okay. What's your last name? Frisco 911. What is the location of the emergency?
Austin tried to make him move. He was sitting under our tent. Austin tried to make him move. He was sitting under our tent. Austin tried to make him move. You cannot do that. It is not your job or your responsibility to try to make somebody move. Keep your hands off of people. You never know what the fuck. And then they said that Karmelo even tried to pump fake the situation like he had something in his bag. Now let's go back to Hunter real quick while we over here. While we over here. Hey Keisha. Hey Keisha. I'm glad you here, Keisha. Good afternoon. Man, my shit acting stupid now. Hold on, let me go to the damn video. Okay, now hold on. Where this teacher, I'm gonna show y'all where this teacher said. I got a lot of shit to show y'all. Matter of fact, fuck it.
It was clear enough as I'm looking at you on my phone. Really? Wow. It was that clear. A reporter on our goddamn local station who came out there and said that video was green. When Michelle put that video on, it might have been clear than the damn video that I'm looking on my phone right here. It was crystal crispy clear that video aligned with what them people said on that stand. That video would have been out last year in 25. Right. We had two options. We could either watch the video start at 2 minutes or 11 minutes. So everybody who viewed the video started at that 11-minute mark. And that's also what we selected, was that 11-minute mark. And from that 11-minute mark, she explained, please, keep your eye on the tent because, again, the viewing area of that tent is so small. If you try to look at, which we did because we had 11 minutes, if you try to look at the people running around the track or the coaches on the field or the people in the stands, you might miss it. Because at that time, for 9 minutes, I'm trying to go back and forth. Because I didn't want to miss it. But for 9 minutes, we see Karmelo sitting underneath that canopy at the top, basically in the back of the canopy, for 9 minutes.
For 9 minutes. For 9 minutes, he was sitting there not having an issue with a soul under that tent. Cloud chasing off a dead kid. This world is crazy. You're supporting a killer, but probably don't support local black businesses. I do support local. I only support local black businesses. Thank you very much. Only time I can't. Only time I don't is when I can't. You understand? So I support local black businesses all the time. Um, yeah, but anyway, and I'm not cloud chasing off of a dead person. What I'm doing is bringing truth to the situation because they've been they lying. You know what I'm saying? That's why. But here we go. Basically in the back of the canopy for 9 minutes. Wow. That kid was on his phone looking down. He wasn't looking up, hollering at nobody, watching no girls on the track running around, standing up, doing some little TikTok there. He wasn't doing none of that. He was sitting down with his book bag in between his legs and his head in that damn phone. For 9 minutes, I at least had, 4 or 5 minutes to look around. And in those 4 or 5 minutes, I could see umbrellas in the stand. I could see raindrops on the damn track. I could see birds flying. I could see coaches on the field. I could see, people still out there trying to warm up in a little drizzle. It was crystal damn clear. Sitting there watching Carmelo, sitting there watching, some kids walk in. We thinking this is it. Okay. But then we noticed a group walk in. And, if anybody is about that, right? Mm-hmm. I said, here it goes. Because you can watch somebody and see their demeanor, see their disposition. And, if I was sitting in the stands and I saw those boys walking, I'd be like, damn, what the hell they on? Because they were walking in there with a purpose. Okay. Again, just like Carmelo was sitting there, they didn't walk in and say hi to nobody. They didn't dap nobody up. They walked straight in there. Okay, that's what everybody was saying. There were 6 of them. So there was one kid who was kind of jittery and jumping around, like you could tell, like he was, oh yeah, some shit about to go down. That was his demeanor. Like he jumping around and giddy and playing around. If I'd have been sitting in the stands already, I'd have been like, what the hell they on? Because again, they wasn't walking in looking around, dapping nobody up. They was walking in there with a purpose. So they didn't walk. They didn't enter into that canopy or that memorial tent and sat down and was minding their own business for a while either. That's not what they showed us, and that's the shit just wow. Got my head spinning. Because they did not sit down. It's not what was on that video. That's not what I saw. Okay. And then 2 of them break off. So at the time, they went out the frame. But I guess in the, here now, we found out in the testimony that those 2 went off to, deflect and block distracting the coach. Those other boys was about to do. Mm-hmm. So they walked straight up to Karmelo. And again, Karmelo's still sitting down. He ain't moved. And I don't know who all know what bleachers are, but bleachers in the rain are very slick. Dangerous. They're very slick. So keep that in mind, right? Mm-hmm. So they walked up to Karmelo and they surround Karmelo. You had one, I guess that would have been to his right, 1 to his left, and 2 directly in front of him. One of the 2 boys directly in front of him was Austin Metcalf. It had to be. Now, they made that thing small so you couldn't tell the faces, but okay. You could see, everything about the bodies. Okay. You know what I mean? Gotcha. Yeah. So that let me, that was crazy to me that he let him walk up on him like that in the bleacher because they're right in front of him. Like, as a man, you ain't gonna put your private part that fucking close to my face. Okay. So they're over. Wait, hold on, wait. That kid was not like that, man. He's a good kid. He was not like that. And that's what I want to say. Somebody said, I'll pose Jay Leon. Thank you for tapping in. Y'all double tap the screen as you come in. But he said, I'll pose a question. How many fights have you been in where you stabbed someone? Probably none because it's not equal force. Listen, I was brought up like that. I remember I was in fucking 3rd grade. A girl hit me in the head with a rock, and I went home and told my mama, like, Mama, this girl hit me in the head with a rock. My mama said, you got 6 cousins at that school. If y'all don't get together and beat that bitch ass, I'ma beat y'all ass when y'all come home. That's how I was brought up. I was brought up like that. Something gives me the knowledge, the way his parents act, that he wasn't brought up like that. And I'm not supporting a killer. I'm supporting somebody that was defending themselves. Just like a lot of people felt like Cal Rittenhouse was defending himself. A lot of people felt like George Zimmerman was defending themselves. But those are 2 cases where those 2 people went to meet the threat that they were scared of. This boy was sitting there minding his business, and the threat came to him. And in that instance, in the heat of that heated exchange between him and Austin, he poked somebody and got the fuck on. Austin ended up dying, unfortunately, due to the injuries that he sustained during that situation. And if y'all can support Kyle Rittenhouse and his defense, their self defense, you can support somebody like George Zimmerman and their defense. You can support Child and their defense. Why can't you support this boy in his defense? He was defending himself. The threat came to him. And all those other situations, those people, Child, George, uh, and Cal, they all ran to their threat. Cal had the option to stay home, but what did he do? He went to a Black Lives Matter protest and armed himself with an AR-15 style rifle. George Zimmerman seen somebody that he felt shouldn't be in his neighborhood, that actually lived in his neighborhood, but he felt that he wasn't supposed to be there, and got out of his car and approached the person that was supposedly a threat to him. Got his ass whooped and ended up shooting Trayvon Martin. And he walked. They said self-defense. There's a man that y'all keep on saying you got to match force. There's a man in Florida. The judge wouldn't even allow him to use stand your ground. So he argued self-defense and got off. His victim was somebody that threw popcorn at him at a movie theater for talking too loud. So when y'all be saying he's a murderer, I'm looking at somebody that actually used self defense. He didn't go to the threat. He didn't run to the threat. The threat actually came to him. And fortunately, he was armed. He had some type of defense mechanism on him. Just so happened. He was armed. He was ready for it, as boys are, and it behooves me that a lot of grown people go around and say, "Oh, he shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have had a knife." Y'all be walking around with flickies. Some of y'all grown men walk around with pocket knives in y'all back pocket. There's a stain on your Wrangler jeans from the knife that you keep in your back pocket. But y'all saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have the name. He shouldn't have the name." Okay, well, give your guns to the government then. Why was it such a big deal that y'all thought that Camilla was finna knock on y'all doors and take y'all guns? Why was that such a big deal if you feel like you're not supposed to have some type of defense mechanism on you in America? Hell nah, he went to that. Did you hear this man say for 9 minutes he was up under that tent, not having an altercation with nobody? He was invited by Eddie flip flopping ass. So how you gonna say, Mr. Doom? Thank you for tapping in. Double tap the screen if you haven't already. But how you gonna say he shouldn't have been there? Eddie invited him. When Carmelo enters, he's walking along the thing. You can see him go to Eddie and dap Eddie up. So how you gonna say he had no business being there? That's part of self-defense. As long as you're in a place that you have the right to be. Eddie invited him. You can't retaliate with deadly force after you are the invader. He isn't the invader, Mr. Doom 78. I hate to tell you that. Eddie asked him to come up there. And to be honest, I really felt like Eddie set that shit up because the way that man just described the video, he said that they walked in there with a purpose. He said they walked in there, they didn't dap nobody up. They walked in there with a purpose. And on the video you can kind of see Austin, I guess Austin was with the group first and then Hunter ran to catch up. You can see Austin when they hit the track, one of them they all run to catch up with each other because it was a gap in between them walking. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like this is just my personal beliefs. This is not factual of the case, so this is just me throwing that out there. I feel like knowing the way that they came in, the way that Eddie called him to the tent and he was just sitting there for 9 minutes and the shit popped off as soon as they got in the tent. I feel like Eddie let them know, like, yeah, he here. Okay, and you can get your ass up out of here. Thank you for tapping in. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like Eddie called, told them, hey, he here. That's why they came in. They wasn't focused on seeing their friends with no girls around that they wanted to talk to. They went straight. Or you could play devil's advocate and say it was raining out there and they just went to their designated area. And when they got there, they realized he wasn't there. Who racist? He said, racist. You're a racist. How am I racist? Explain to me how I'm racist. I don't think nothing about anything that I have said. Like what you have seen in that courtroom is racism. Racism is systematic. I can't be racist. I don't have no control and power over people's housing, but racism does. I don't have control over where people can and can't work, but racism does. I don't have control over who goes to jail, but racism does. I ain't got that. I don't have that type of power. Can I be prejudiced? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. But me being prejudiced is not stopping somebody's housing. That's not that don't stop where somebody can live, work, none of that shit. But if you racist, oh yeah, that can stop a whole lot of shit. It's obvious cherry picking the latch onto anything in defense and deny. Okay, can y'all answer me this? Why do y'all feel that Cal Rittenhouse had the right to defend himself? I'm not do y'all feel like that? If anything, the video shows a sudden and fearful response that was not proportional by Carmelo, but to say he ended a life justifiably is wholehearted, is wholesome, irresponsible. Okay, I would hate to know I got flicked with a rubber band but that's not what happened. Carmelo didn't get flicked with a rubber band. He got a defensive style pushed towards him aggressively. He got his things took him. He had 6 boys surrounding him, aggressively demanding that he move. I don't know. Okay, let's go to this lady. So I wanted to show y'all this. Hold on, let me turn this green screen off so y'all can see. Turn it off. Okay. Y'all see that? This is a screenshot from Jeff Metcalf's page. That's him with the witnesses from the case. That's him. I don't think that's legal. And if y'all are, oh, he said systematic racism makes us commit crimes and ditch our children or use them as shields. What? Who used a who used a baby as a shield? Who did that? I don't recall. I don't recall nobody using a baby as a shield. Now I do recall a reckless officer seeing a baby in a car and using it as a shield. I do recall that. Now I think that was negligence on the officer's behalf because you see a baby in a car. You see a baby in a car and you still proceed to shoot the car up. Like that don't make sense. Hold on, I wanted to go to Hunter's interview
Hey, sir, that's a Juneteenth shirt.
because he gave two different accounts of what happened. So when people, the truth never changes. That's my thing. You know what I mean? If you say something one time,
Don't choke on your own.
it should never change. Hunter Metcalf. Okay, here you go.
There was this kid. Before I knew his name, now this kid was sitting under our tent at
The kid was sitting there. Okay.
track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. This kid,
Austin grabbed his back. Why y'all grabbing his shit? Why y'all grabbing it?
I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw. And I tried to help him, but it was just senseless. It was really senseless. Really,
It was senseless because everybody would have went home if y'all didn't feel like y'all needed to make this boy move out of his seat. Y'all didn't have to do that. He was invited there. It's clearly raining. In the video, you can see, I see two girls that was standing in the field. And it was a girl standing there with an umbrella. They took off running to get up under the umbrella with the girl. But okay, like if y'all say Melo needs to take accountability, right? But why come Austin don't need to take accountability when he was out? He was not in the right place at the right time when this shit happened in the first damn place. He shouldn't have been fucking with nobody. Your people tell you all the time, leave people alone.
really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like a man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time. And he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid. There.
Okay, here y'all go. Cal was actually being lethally attacked, not pushed by a kid at a track meet. Lethally attacked? You got an AR-15 rifle. You are armed with an AR-15 rifle. You are right to defend. You are right to defend himself and give his situation of being pursued. Where Carmelo, accordingly to the video that's 15 minutes long, was not pursued or chased. Y'all didn't see. Eddie, it's in the police report that Eddie took off running after him, saying that he just stabbed my friend. It's in the police report. They saying what? Then why didn't he just move, leave? Because he didn't have the legal. He didn't have to. That's what y'all not. The rule that they just made a rule. It just became a rule in 2026. You can't be up under somebody another team's tent. That just became a rule after this case. He didn't legally have to do anything Austin told him to do legally. And that's where people are getting fucked up at. Legally, he didn't have to do anything Austin told him to do. But Austin broke the law when he grabbed his shit. Cause Hunter said it now. I ain't saying that. Hunter said that.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and I'm not going to talk about the rest. So that's just what I saw. And I tried to help him, but it was just senseless. It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like a man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid. There was.
Yeah, the thing is, you can say all that you want. Cal was getting beaten in the head. Carmelo was getting pushed by a boy 60 to 80 pounds bigger than him. You can't. Carmelo doesn't seem like the kid that comes from a fighting style background. Seemed like he was raised in the uppity part of in Texas, because where he is at is not the hood. It don't seem like he's the kid to be out there fighting and scrapping with other people. You get what I'm saying? So if you can see the innocence in Kyle Rittenhouse, who is armed with a gun, who took himself to a Black Lives Matter protest, why can't you see the innocence of somebody that was invited under a tent and the threat came to him? Y'all trying to say you gotta match force. You don't have to match force in Texas. It depends on how you feel. You don't know how he felt in that moment. It wasn't like he stabbed him and kept repeatedly stabbed him like the other boy did in the school bathroom that only got 10 years. That he signed up for a fight, planned to stab and murder this kid, and only got 10 years in Texas. You feel what I'm saying? So if you can't see the racism in the situation, then I don't understand. And you need to check yourself, because it's a little racism inside of you too. I think you're getting fucked up what the laws are just because someone grabbed your stuff. If somebody grab your stuff, that's robbery. If somebody grabs your things, takes possession of your stuff, that's robbery. If somebody grabs your stuff and pushes you, that's an assault in the midst of a robbery. I think you don't know what the laws are. Yeah. If somebody grabs your stuff, takes your things, and aggressively pushes you, you don't have the right to defend yourself. You have to wait until you fly down the bleachers and fuck yourself up and then defend yourself. That's what you're saying? Doesn't matter what the thing is according to the law. You can kill someone if they push you. Listen, if you feel your life is in danger by that push, you can't kill somebody. If you feel like, I'm telling you, a man just walked for self defense for shooting a man in the face for throwing popcorn at him. It only don't work when you black. It self do you. I feel like they feel like we are so strong and so superior to anybody that's you didn't need a weapon in self defense. That's the mentality of racist America. That you didn't need to a weapon in self defense. Even though this boy is 60 to 80 pounds bigger than you didn't need a weapon. Even though you're on injury reserve right now, like nobody's talking about the fact that Carmelo was injured. He suffered a really bad injury to his shoulder to where he couldn't even play. Nobody's talking about that. So it depends on how you feel this threat is life threatening. Fuck. It depends on how you feel if this is like a life threatening situation. In his mind, it might have been life threatening. He ain't no hood nigga. How you know what they was doing? They took it from him. I have looked it up. I just looked it up on here. Hey, Flip Mode. I don't know how he felt. You actually think he felt like his life was in danger? Melo's own witnesses said he was in the wrong. No. Listen, they only called a couple of witnesses, like two or three witnesses on his behalf. The whole thing was a defense. I'm doing a better job talking to y'all than his defense attorney did. A real defense attorney would have called expert witnesses. A real defense attorney would have had people from his school coming to testify to his character. A real defense attorney would have argued that he had every right to stand his ground in the state of Texas. Yeah, this is why I dislike my own community. I understand why other communities don't like us. Well, I don't understand the self hate, my baby. That's you. You had that feeling before this case even came about. So don't put that on this case. That's your own self hate. That's your own self hate. Cause guess what? I don't get EBT. I ain't got no free housing. I don't get none of that. But the thing is, when it when they was getting it, it was okay. They only made a stigma against it when we started getting it. They was giving housing to white people way before they was giving it to us. They moved them up and let us have the shit that they had before us. They redlined our districts. They put crack in our neighborhoods, my girl. It's not systematic. They put crack in we had thriving neighborhoods. But every time we had thriving neighborhoods, they would come and tear our shit up. That's why Lanier is underground. Because they flooded out a whole black community. Black Wall Street, they burned that shit down. And they put pictures in black and white to make you feel like it was so long ago. But girl, that shit wasn't that long ago. Every time we've tried to overcome the oppression and build our own and do things for ourselves, they have always throughout history came and tore that shit the fuck up. So it so excuse some people for being a product of the environment that they created. You understand? Some of us got the some of us have the no the drive to want to get out of those situations. But then you have people that are born crack babies, born with mental illness, born with, and the stigma of being black in America is already against you. And then you got the audacity to be born addicted to drugs that the government put in your fucking neighborhood. You know, every race went through this. What white people go through? HUD was then and now for black people. What? I don't get none of that shit. I work hard for my money, and it's a lot of black people that do. But you know what? Statistically, white people get government assistance more than black folks. Statistically, nah. In every lifetime, I would choose to be black. I wouldn't choose to be no other race. In every lifetime, look at us. We the shit. We have created everything, damn near everything in this country. I wouldn't choose to be nothing else but black in every lifetime. We got rhythm, our hair is dope, you know what I mean? We smart as hell. We really are a loving people. It's just people always we have to be on defense mode all the time. The war on drugs been going on since the 80s because they put crack in black neighborhoods to Ronald Reagan. And let me go back. Ronald Reagan needed to fund the war. So they flooded black neighborhoods with crack. So it's been a war on drugs since the 90s when Bush, when Barbara Bush started that whole campaign of just say no to drugs. And then y'all remember them, this is your brain on drugs. Y'all remember them commercials? Yeah. So it's been a war on drugs before fentanyl, before Fetty ever became a thing. You know what I mean? It's been a war. Keisha here. If you think you're not a smart person, I'm sorry that you feel that way about yourself. But throughout history, we have proven to be a very smart culture. In Africa, they got a cure for AIDS. You know what I mean? A black woman created the Wi-Fi. A black man created life. Shit, we taught people how to wash their ass. Like, I don't know how you can say we're not very smart people. Black people complain about everything. No, we just want to be equal. We just want to be treated equal. We don't want to fear for our children's safety when they walk outside just because they think we all look alike. You know what I mean? We just want to be equal. You're not smart. You just lie. Okay. Well, I'm not asking you to be here if you think I'm lying. You know? I'm not asking you to participate, but I thank you for your participation. And everybody double tap on the like button for me, please. Double tap on it. Stating facts is not complaining. Thank you. Stating facts is not complaining. When you guys start to believe that you can't overcome your circumstances and decide to sit around blaming others, not smart at all, you have already lost. I learned this the hard way. I don't sit around and blame others. You know what I mean? Like me, I don't overcame a lot of stuff in my life, so I know there is possible. But I also am aware that there are systematic roadblocks that kind of stop you from achieving certain goals. You know what I mean? You can be very well. I had my son apply for a job. Him and his friend both applied. My son was very much qualified for the job, and his friend was not. Guess who got the job though? His homeboy. And my son was so he could not understand that. Like, but we already knew deep down inside what it was. You know, that's what racism look like. And a lot of y'all don't know, they haven't experienced that shit, you know. So I don't expect you to get it, you know. Let the backpedaling begin. Too late, already showing your cards. What cards? So what about Kamala Harris then? Okay, then they're lost. Find another path and don't trust race grifting politicians. Oh yeah, I'm. Then why do people trust Donald Trump then? Cause he do a lot of race baiting stuff. So why do people trust Donald Trump? Well, now tables are turned. Light skinned people now with it all. What goes around comes around. Oh, yeah, I know black and I don't have that issue. Either there or she just done hitting the blunt. I haven't even hit my blunt yet. I don't trust either side. Me either. I don't trust either side either. But you say black people can't get into these positions. No, I'm not saying. I didn't say. I didn't. I never said they can't. I said systematically there are roadblocks that keep us. No, I didn't say that we can't. Look at Barack Obama. I didn't say we can't. But look how many presidents there was before we even got one. Look how many vice presidents there was before we even got one black one. You get what I'm saying? And she a woman. So if you don't see the systematic roadblocks that keep us systematically out of certain rooms, then I don't know. Do a little bit more digging, sister. You know. It's 2026 and you are acting racist now. LOL. Everyone experiences racism in 2026. You are ridiculous and can lie to yourself, but you will be left behind because your character sucks. Move to the next grift. I'm not being racist. I'm not. I'm not being racist. I'm just telling the truth about America from a black woman's point of view. You know what I mean? I'm not being racist. I like I said, um, I was raised around white people. My grandfather, my grandfather married a white woman that raised me from birth to five. I got a white uncle. He's in jail for murder, by the way, the white boy. But that's my uncle. The girl that cut my hair, she's white. I work around a ton of white people. My daughter's stepkids are white. You know? I don't have nothing against white people. I just don't like the white people that don't like black people. I don't like the white people that don't like me because of the color of my skin. Those are the white people I don't like. I don't like Asian people that don't like me because of the color of my skin. Anybody that can look at somebody and say, I don't like you because of the color of your skin, I don't like them. I don't have too much to say. So I don't think that makes me racist. Do it make me do I have a defense? Yes. Do I have a defense against people that don't like me because of the color of my skin? Yes. And they think you're racist and ignorant for pointing it out. Exactly. Just because I'm speaking on and just things that happen in America are the things that happen, you know, systemically to us as Black people in America. Oh, you racist? No, I'm pointing out that there are racist things that happen to Black people just because of the color of their skin. Carmelo Anthony is a they charged the reason why I say he should have walked is because they charged him with murder. That was the charge. Now, if they would have charged him with manslaughter, something like that, they would have brought the charge down. Then I understand that. But they didn't do that. They charged him straight with murder. So to me, by law, you have to prove that he came there with the intent to murder Austin Metcalf. They didn't prove that. They actually showed that he had a legitimate self defense claim. And racist shit happens to white people too. I understand that. I done seen some shit here lately where I done seen some black kids going around targeting white people saying, was you on the jury and whooping their ass and stuff like I don't agree. I don't like stuff like that. Because the thing is, we are trying to fight racism, not match the energy. You know what I mean? We're trying to fight against racism. So if we are demanding that people treat us equal, we have to treat them equal as well. You don't just fight nobody for no reason. The fight comes when people are in your face, nigga this. Yeah, fuck your ancestors, da 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 this. That's when you might have to put hands and feet on a motherfucker. But just going around slapping what people just because they white, I don't agree with that. No, I don't agree with that shit. Why is that some black folks the fuck the fuck up about race? Everything is racist. Your head. Did you watch it? The new tape? You may be, but a huge portion of black people are matching the energy. I seen it. Do you know Arabs made black slavery and sales to businessmen? You're a bigot. I'm sorry for you. Trash, garbage, rhetoric. Too much shit going on. Look around. The kids of color are running amok. Yeah, well, what led up to the stabbing? Right. What led up to it? What led up to it is somebody was minding one person was minding a business and another person felt like they shouldn't be minding a business in the space that they were in. The person that felt provoked put their hands on another person, and in my eyes he rightfully defended himself. Do I believe I don't I feel bad that Austin passed away. Like it's not that I don't feel bad for his mama. Now Jeff Metcalf, he can eat a dick. I don't. Jeff Metcalf, fuck him. But his mama, I really feel sorry for his mama. Like she is really grieving the loss of her son, rightfully so. But when we talking about the law, that's what you got to take your feelings out of that. Some people feel Carmelo shouldn't have had a knife. You feel that way, but the law said he was. he was within his lawful right to have a knife as long as it ain't over 5 inches. His was 3.5 inches. So he didn't break the law by having it. When Austin committed a crime by assaulting him, he was then within his right to defend himself however he felt he needed to in that moment. And he stabbed him and ran. He was in with his legal right to do so. That's what the law say. You have no duty to retreat from threat. And you are legally in your right to use force, deadly force, if you feel your life is in danger. Carmelo Jot was not allowed in the tent. If Carmelo got jumped, why did he say? I didn't say Carmelo got jumped. I didn't say that. I said it was six of them because there was six of them mobbing to the tent together from the entry of the stadium all the way till they got to that tent. Why did he say you and not them? Metcalf was put in charge. No, he was not put in charge of the tent. The coach told him to step it up, not at the track field, because he don't even run track. The coach was telling him to step it up in another situation, not the track field situation. And the stadium is not school grounds. That is a stadium that the school uses. It's not a part of the ISD. Was it a school event? Yes. And that's why the school suspended him for having a knife. But he was still allowed to graduate with the school. So it's not school grounds. That's why he wasn't charged with having a weapon on school grounds. It's a school issue, not a legal issue. We were enslaved in Egypt by Pharaoh, by blacks, by okay. That may be true or whatever, but when we got to America, the level of slavery and dehumanization upon black people was unreal. It was unreal. They fed our babies to alligators. They used our hair for couch cushions. They used our skin to make clothes, leather. You know what I mean? They made us have sex with our children to breed big, kids. I mean, it was the level of dehumanization is unreal. What happened on America's land during slavery? So to try to compare is kind of crazy. Looked like Hunter pushed or hit him. Austin punched, and two others were involved. Seemed like self defense. Come on, come through, cause I've been talking to these people. Ain't nobody came through with the opposing. Demon in jail. He should rot in jail. Slavery was worse on white people. This lady's nuts. Cattle slavery, alligators for $2, had homosexual plantations. Not comparing. We the same people. I understand white people did evolve from black people. That's why all y'all have a little bit of black in y'all. And they say like white people was like really albinos at first. Like this is what I heard. They said white people was really albinos and Africans kind of like banished them, and they went into mountains and caves and shit, and that's how they got their skin and the hair fine like they did because they lived in these Caucasus Mountains for years and years and years, and eventually became the white race. And so that's why all white people have a little bit of black DNA in them. When they do their ancestry thing, they all got a little bit of black in them. So it's kind of like we got rid of our little brothers and sisters, and then now in America they trying to revenge. They getting revenge on our ass. Know your history. It's a historical case. Black country. I'm not mad about nothing. I'm not. Trust me. I'm not mad about it, nothing. I love everybody that love me. If you don't like me because of the way I think, then I'm sorry. That's just your personal problem. That's a personal problem that you have. If you don't like me because of the color of my skin, that's a personal problem that you have. If you group me in a whole category, if a one black person did something to you and you put all black people in the same category, then you need to go sit on somebody's couch and talk to somebody about that. I don't have no hate in my heart for nobody. Do I recognize the injustices and how, that we still have to come a long way as a human race? Hell yeah, I see it. Because once we realize that it's not black against white, uh it's not Asians against Mexicans, it's not none of that. We all the same for real. But this land that we were born and raised on was built on racism and slavery. She said, hell no, I'm black, a Hebrew Israelite. Let's go, bro Lou. Then what is the problem, lady? Your opinion is based off of victim mentality. No, my opinion about this case is based on what I've seen in America and what the facts of this case is. I've seen people, like y'all said, Cal Rittenhouse was getting chased by Black Lives Matter protesters. Somebody said he got hit in the head with a skateboard. Okay. Do I feel like he went to that environment? Yes, I feel like you put yourself in that type of environment. We all seen them burning down Wisconsin. We seen them burning that shit down. I wouldn't have went there. You get what I'm saying? That was for the people of Wisconsin to do because they really felt that shit. We just in the streets, just like yeah, Black Lives Matter. Woo, woo, woo. They was really burning shit down out there. So I wouldn't advise nobody, especially not a 17-year-old kid, to go out there, but he chose to. So, okay, but everybody said in the moment, in the moment that he shot, he was being attacked. He acted in self-defense. And he shot 3 people, unalived two, at a Black Lives Matter protest. Okay, that's self-defense. George Zimmerman. Do I feel like he shouldn't have got his ass out the car? No, I don't feel like he should have got his ass out the car. But what they said in the moment, Trayvon Martin was whooping his ass and he was legally justified to shoot. Okay. Now we got Karmelo. Karmelo is minding his business. Somebody approaches him aggressively, grabs his things, trying to make him move, does a defensive football type tackle on him. Somebody else may or may not have swung on him, and he stabs somebody in defense and runs off. But y'all saying he's a murderer. He's a murderer. But in the moment, he felt like he was in fear for his life. That's what we done seen in past cases. So just take the race out of it. I feel sorry for this kid because he was a good kid. He was a good kid and something came to him and he defended himself. That's why I feel bad. And then you add the fact that he black, that's just like the icing on the cake for me. He's a really good kid. And Austin may have been a really good kid. These are two really good kids that made horrible choices in the moment. But when we look at the law and reference past cases, the law says he did not commit murder and he was acting in self defense. To me, anybody that says no but can sympathize with Kyle, you need to go sit on somebody's couch. You need to go sit on somebody's couch and read and check yourself because you may be part of the problem in America. You may be part of the problem. If you sit there and you watch TV and you praise Donald Trump for all the great things that he is not doing, you may need to go get mentally evaluated. I do care about gang shootouts. I have another channel. I'm always talking about how we need to come together to save our youth because our kids are up next. I don't like we done dealt with racism in America for a long time. And my elders left it to where I could be comfortable in America. Not real comfortable, but you know, more comfortable than they was. And it seems like we passing the torch of some bullshit to our kids, whether you white, black, or indifferent. I'm not part of the problem. My black ass doesn't stab people for no reason. Now, I wouldn't imagine. No, I don't think nobody just goes around stabbing people for no reason unless you're mentally insane. But I think if somebody aggressively put their hands on you and demand that you move out your spot, I don't think you just gonna sit there. Or you might walk away. You might be a pussy ass bitch. I don't know. But some people ain't going like that. I'm definitely not going. So if you ever see me and you think you want to put your hands on me and try to make me move somewhere, I might poke your ass. I ain't playing. I'm 5'2", baby. I'm a little bit. And my life is in danger when people start putting their hands on me, baby. I might have to poke your ass, get you up off me, and I do keep me a old rusty dusty nearby. I keep me a rusty dusty nearby. Just in case a motherfucker want to put their hands on me. And I know some of y'all walking around with guns and shit just in case a motherfucker put their hands on you. Why y'all acting like this? Y'all so bougie. You can't tell me if a motherfucker come up to you talking that rah shit, acting like they finna make you move somewhere, doing all this, and then he got his brother with him, and his four other boys with him, and they acting like you out of, okay, but don't put your hands on me. Don't put, oh, you snatching my stuff? Don't put your hands on me, cause I might pop off. Call me the colonel, cause I'm gonna turn it to popcorn on your motherfucking ass. It's about to go out. I'm about to pop off. Malcolm X definitely would have been standing right beside Carmelo Anthony. Martin Luther King would have been on some piece of shit, but they would have seen everybody sees the injustice. You know what I mean? Like there are fucking lawyers that are speaking out saying the defense didn't do their job and yeah, and the prosecution didn't prove their case. His name is spelled with the K. Carmelo Anthony is a basketball player. Thank you for your finest black community, lady. Why is nobody talking about CA's parents not hiring a better attorney? I wish they would have easy money. That was, to me, I feel like, even okay, maybe they didn't have the money to hire another attorney after paying him his retainer fee for this trial. Like, they probably put everything that they had in him. But I definitely would have fired him and tried to come up with another way around it. And yeah, I definitely would have fired him. After I seen that he didn't, the all white jury, your ass is fired because you playing with my son's freedom. He's supposed to have a jury of his peers. At least have one person. That's not Texas law states. It's if someone, if so, what the law in penal code? Hold on. I think it is Texas Penal Code 9.32, but I'm gonna look it up real quick. Uh No duty to retreat, Texas Penal Code 931E. For deadly force is 9.32C. States that a person who meets those conditions is not required to retreat before using deadly force. The conditions are: you have the legal right to be where you are. You did not provoke the confrontation. That's why they kept saying Carmelo provoked it. He provoked it by being there and he wasn't supposed to be there. But that was also debunked because it was shown on camera that Eddie called him over there. They dapped each other up, and then Carmelo sat there for 9 minutes before the Maycap boys came. And you have the legal right to be where you are. You did not provoke the conversation. You are not engaged in criminal activity. So for deadly force, under section 39.23 states that a person who meets those conditions is not required to retreat before using deadly force. That is the Texas Penal Code 9.23 Texas law. If someone attacks you, this is plain English. If someone attacks you and you reasonably believe force is immediately necessary to protect yourself, Texas law does not require you to run away. First, if you're lawfully there and did not start the fight, whether the level of force used was reasonable is still a separate question for the jury. That's the law. It does not say equal force. It says the requirements for deadly force. The requirements for deadly force says that you have the legal right to be where you are. You did not provoke the confrontation. You are not engaged in criminal activity. He did not repeatedly stab him over and over and over again. He poked him and ran. That does not show the intent of murder. Okay, we're talking about take the deadly force part. We're talking about deadly force. The use of deadly force and the no duty to retreat. In Texas, no duty to retreat. Texas Penal Code 9.23. The law says you're not required to retreat before using force or deadly force if you have the legal right to be where you are, you did not provoke the confrontation, you are not engaged in criminal activity. For deadly force states a person who meets those conditions
is not required to retreat before using deadly force. You are not required to retreat before using deadly force if you have the legal right to be where you are. You did not provoke the confrontation. You are not engaging in criminal activity. He meet the standards. Well, let me know the company. Can I see the company, because right now you're under a troll page. So you can't even be verified by what you're saying. But I'm reading the Texas Penal Code law. That's the Texas Penal Code. I'm not making this shit off the top of my head. People want to be dense and stand your ground states. Once you lose the upper hand, you can use deadly force. There's no such thing as equal when your life is on the line. Exactly. Number one, you don't carry a knife to school. It's not a school. It's a it's a the building is not attached to no ISD. It's just a structure that the school uses to have events. It's not a school. Was it a school event? Yes. Did the school suspend him for bringing that knife to the school event? Yes. Did the law charge him for having the knife? No. Why? Because he did not break the law by having the knife there. Do I think the video is lying? No, but I think there's a clearer video of that video. There are other people, witnesses, teachers, there are other teachers that the defense failed to call upon to testify to the 4K video that they seen. They coming out online saying, "Yeah, we seen this video and it's very clear. It's clear like 4K." And I played it in the earlier part of this live. So no, I don't think the video is lying, but I find it ironic that when Carmelo, you see how Carmelo ran out the tent, they highlighted him. They highlighted Carmelo when he was walking to the tent, but they never highlighted who Austin was, who the Metcalf. They never highlighted them. Even when they went up under the tent, they never highlighted who was who. There are certain content creators that are going through and putting names to who people are, but that was something that they should have made clear. Honestly, you're judgmental, can't be taken seriously to interpret law. I'm just saying, no shade, but have some self-awareness. Okay. The color of his skin makes you deny reality, but good luck to you. Okay, your perception is low IQ. So the courts were lying. I believe that the city of Collin County already had their mind made up before he even walked in there. They said, like, the judge gave an interview and said that they had security brief meetings along, but way before the trial even happened or whatever. And like when y'all doing stuff like that, meetings like that, they should be on record. Like that's normal. That's protocol. If y'all having city council meetings about this big trial that's about to happen, it should be on record about the things that were talked about. But he ain't say, you know. So I think the decision was made. I feel he said the city of Collin County needed to heal after this. So I think they all feel like no matter what happened, Austin shouldn't have died. No matter That's what I feel like. And those people know each other. Even the news anchor knew Austin. Collin County is not a big place. It's right outside. Bro, it's done. He murdered someone. His parents spent the money. He's cooked. If our response doesn't reciprocate intention, this will only get worse. They are testing the waters. Believing in this statement does not make you racist. Believing it does make you blind. It was a multi-purpose tool, not just a knife. Y'all want to act brand new like country kids don't carry pocket knives. Right. School activity, you Idiot. I just said it was a school. It was a school function. Yeah, it was a school function, but that's not against the law. That's why the school. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he was suspended before for having a knife." No, the school officially suspended him due to this situation with him having a knife at a school activity. Not that the structure isn't a school building. That's why he wasn't charged with having a weapon on school grounds. That was a school. In the law, that shit is it makes a difference. That's why he wasn't charged with having a knife. Reasonable force, LOL. What does that mean? Well, it depends on what your mental say. Do you feel like your life is in danger? If Austin was another scrawny ass kid that pushed Mello, then I can understand the argument. But Austin is 60 to 80 pounds bigger than him. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit what it was? He buried it in his heart. My God. Sorry. I don't think he buried it in his heart. Some people are saying Austin fell on it, to be honest. I don't think he buried it in his heart. I think he kind of just he you can see on the video, he kind of Austin went for him. So it looked like somebody swings at Carmelo. Carmelo kind of pushed back and ran. And y'all see how fast he was running? That nigga was running for his freedom. That nigga was running for his life. He was scared of them. He was scared of them. That motherfucker was gone. I don't even think he knew where he stabbed Austin at. I just think he knew he had got a fucking break away from an ass whooping in front of everybody. That's the way he was running. She's a liar. Is there one that doesn't show him running away like a little hoodlum? I don't know. Texas proud. Her IQ was her true size. Keep thinking that criminal activity. The knife was on school campus. That is not a school campus. Her IQ is like 75 at best. The thing is, y'all keep talking about how dumb I am, but you're not refuting anything that I'm saying. You don't have facts to back up the shit that I'm saying. So whose IQ is low? Ha ha. You're not refuting anything that I'm saying. You're just attacking my IQ like a dumbass. Come with some facts. I'm telling you, like, facts. Like, I'm not, y'all emotional and shit, attacking my brain and shit. Like, oh my God. The city of Collin County. Holy fuck. I mean, okay, whatever. Uh, well, you folks have the results. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing but bitch and complaining. Ugh. I'm not complaining. I just find it how I just think the real whole reason for this live. I was just coming on here to tell y'all that I think that they dropped the evidence on Juneteenth to kind of laugh in our face, like, y'all celebrating freedom when this nigga is locked up for 35 years. Ha ha ha. Here go your evidence that you're fucking crying about. That's the way I took it. Cause you read the video don't really prove shit. It don't do nothing but make people keep on talking about it. You know what I mean? It just got people still arguing in the comments. You know, people are really arguing in the comments, being racist and hateful to each other over this case. And I believe they dropped a picture of Austin's heart just to kind of rub it in to the white people to make y'all even more madder, you know, on Juneteenth. And all while we arguing, Mark Zuckerberg and all Donald Trump rich parents is laughing and making money off of our emotions behind this case. Mark Zuckerberg is getting rich as fuck. Whoever runs Google is getting rich as fuck.
Whoever owns these chat bots that we got on our phones is getting rich as fuck. Well, because why? We are arguing about this shit. We are really going off about this shit. My threads got over 100K because people are arguing about racism. It's 2026. You would think would have came so far in America, but this case just exposed that we are only the foundation that this land was built on. That's what I say, bro. Lou. I do, Texas Proud. I really believe what I say. I am a very nice person. I do know what Juneteenth means. I'm from fucking Texas. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Raised and taught. I do know what Juneteenth means. People were still slaves 2.5 years after slavery was abolished. It took some troops to come down to Galveston and let us know in Texas that we was free. And they came June 19th, 1865. See, we was raised to celebrate Juneteenth way before it became federal in Texas. Like I can always remember us celebrating Juneteenth. It wasn't until I moved up to the Midwest that I realized people really don't celebrate this shit. Mr. Lono, I believe there is a lot of propaganda and shit that goes into rage baiting us people, citizens of America and all around the world, rage baiting us into getting into certain situations, and you know what I mean. It makes us mad enough to want to hurt one another. You know what I'm saying? I believe that certain situations are magnified in our face to get these type of reactions to make sure to keep the racial divide going. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure, like y'all getting too close now. Y'all getting a little too friendly. Y'all all joining together in the hate of the administration, Donald Trump. Let's throw some shit out there to make y'all go back and forth. Make sure that we keep that racial line going. That's the way I see it. People were starting to really become like, okay, people were starting to look at shit different. Like this administration is running our life. We can't afford shit no more. We may have did some, we may have did some fucked up shit. Now it's a small few of y'all still, and I don't got nothing to say, but yeah, it just kind of be some things that kind of be magnified, and you just no, we can't have unity with the people. They might come together and overtake the government for real. LOL. No, dude, you're foolish. I'm American and I hate liars. Okay, annoying Clover. Regardless of race. Okay. Because we're trying to part of USA community, not color divide. Well, they're doing a good job and I hate it. It really sucks. Me too, Texas Proud. Me too. Because because I have, like I said, I have white friends. I have people that I'm cool with, like that I know, like without a shadow of a doubt. But then you have things like this happen, and then me as a proud black woman, I'm always gonna stand up for my people. When I get to talking like this, you have to, like, you gotta let your white friends know, like, hey, I know you good, bro. It's almost like you gotta reassure them, like, you good. I know I'm not talking about you because I know you don't feel like that. It it's just I see what it does. It does things to people. It'll make your white friend stay away from you just because they feel like, man, she don't like me because I'm white, man. No, it's not. I don't like them white people. It's not all y'all. I'm talking about the people that call us colors and the blacks. I'm not them. I'm talking about the people that would rather see a white America. That's what I'm talking about. Blacks always make race an issue. I joke about race because I was raised with everyone. If you get mad at that, you have the problem. Yeah, I joke. Like I said, my grandfather's wife is a white woman. She had a white son, and their son is mixed. I spent a great deal of my upbringing with that woman. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of hip to a little bit of everything. My mama, she used to sell drugs, so I ain't got that in me. Poor child. You're still racist. Okay. I'm glad to hear that you do that. That's very good. Justin Bieber is white oiled by black, but never white hates black overall. Them white people, we don't like those black folks. That's the difference. It hurts. Yeah, it do hurt. You aren't hip to being smart. Okay, Alan. She is laughing. All this is for her. It's just stirring the pot. Look, I don't even get paid for this. I'm just up right now. I was waiting my boyfriend to wake up. I don't listen to you talk. You are clearly racist. I I don't have that in me. Y'all can't make me have that. I'm not racist. Mm-mm. And the reason race is still a problem because nobody but blacks seem to want to talk about it. Nah, y'all think about r- like when we demand equality, that to y'all is us saying racist. We look at them being racist. No, it's not that. We just demand to be equal, treated equal in every space. You know what I mean? We know that this skin will have people judge you, prejudge you before even knowing you. So in every space, I think black people just want to be treated equal. You know what I mean? That's it. In every space. That is racist. Okay. Bro. To want to be treated equal, that is racist. Man, listen to yourself, bro. Like, listen to the stuff that y'all say. As a black person, as a minority, period. I'm black, so I can only speak from the black experience. But I think as any minority, Mexican, Asian, uh, immigrants, I think everybody just wants to be treated equally in every space. He said, we give and give and give, and blacks want more. Oh my God. What y'all give? Y'all be giving a nigga a hard time. That's what y'all be giving. Y'all be giving a nigga a hard time, bro. Well, whites are taught not to see race. Blacks are taught only to see race. No, no, I don't know. We are taught to make it home. That's what we taught. We are taught that in America, it's the playing field is not equal for you. So you have to be twice as hard. You have to be twice as smart. You have to be watching your surroundings 10 times as harder because the playing field is not equal for you. Those are things that we are taught because we have to. And history and things have shown us that. And then you see the exception of the mass of black people. You see a good brother in the family make it. You know what I mean? Cause he didn't give up. You know what I mean? He didn't get caught up in the system in no type of way. But there are things that trap you up and get you caught in the system as a black person. She just wants to divide. Look at what you're doing. Okay, I don't want to divide. And if it seemed like I'm trying to divide in this conversation, that is definitely not the rhetoric at all. That is definitely not the rhetoric that I'm trying to display. Seriously. I'm not trying to racially divide nobody. I just want us to be equal in space. And if you look at the Carmelo Anthony case and think that he got a fair trial, I don't think so. I don't think he was treated fairly at all. Muslim Saudi Arabs claiming blacks. Stop it. I think it's all laughing. I think it's all the laughing you're doing. I'm laughing because look at the stuff they saying. I look at the stuff that they saying. You know, like I'm speaking about unity, like how this case was messed up, and they saying you racist. See, see, Mr. Lono, see how you do. Talking about fuck your unity. Okay, and you are part of the problem in America. You are part of the problem. How? I said unity. You said fuck your unity. Fuck your unity. Fuck your unity in the community. But things that you are saying aren't backed up by fact. You have to be able to read and absorb the information presented. That's what the jury did. That is okay. And you have the right to your opinion, Texas Proud. Show the non knife and your argument is proven. Oh, I didn't say it wasn't a knife. Some people are saying that it's a tool, but this is the knife that they found. What tripped me out is that if he poked him with this knife, why is it halfway folded? If he poked him with this knife, why is it halfway folded? If he jugged it in his heart, like the comment said, it's a 3.5-inch knife when it's extended. Why is the knife folded? And it don't look like it's no blood on there. But oh yeah, here's another angle of the knife. But yeah, it's folded. I know. Half of they motherfucking ass got imprints in they Wrangler jeans from carrying a pocket knife for years in that bitch. I don't think nobody else jabbed him in his knife and jabbed him with the knife because in the interview Carmelo dad said that he had cut his hand. That he cut his hand. Yeah, that's how I feel like we can agree to disagree because one, this is not our kid. Either one of them. You know what I mean? It's a tragic situation on both ends. And at this point, I feel like people arguing over the facts or what may not be facts in the case is just making Mark Zuckerberg and who the owners of TikTok and everybody else richer. Until there's an update, all we can do is just be mad at each other for each other's opinion, and that's what creates keeps the division. They said it's called a photo night, but you can't be a real person. How come I'm not a real person? I'm very much a real person. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. But yeah, I ain't got nothing much more to say. It's been nice talking to y'all though. I don't really go live on this page too much, but it was nice coming over here and chit chatting with y'all. But thank you, lady. I hope you will show a USA sprint, not by colors. Keep in mind, same scenario has happened many times in Texas schools with white kids, and the results self defense. Right? Okay. They say, hold on. Let me tell y'all this. There's another case in that county. I seen the auntie like online saying her son or her nephew was unalived by these kids, and they both white kids. They both white kids. The boy is black, and she was saying that they did not even charge them. They didn't even charge them for nothing. Same county, same county, and they didn't charge the white boys. And nobody really even heard about it. The lady is online begging people to listen to her story. Nobody's ignorant for supporting Carmelo or Austin. Ignorant for supporting Collin County. Do honestly read the comments correctly or not at all. U.S. Spirit. What we need from outside China Muslims. Cute picture. Thank you. That's when I went to DC. You're absolutely ignorant if you're not seeing the blatant disciplinary ruling here. You're ignorant for supporting Collin County, and you are cutie. Thank you. I hope you have a great day. See, lady, bless your heart. Downplaying and minimizing because he is black. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. It's been nice talking to y'all. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, double tap y'all screen. I'm gonna start going live over here more